Hello, and welcome to Morning Motivation. I'm your host, Dakiana Jackson, small business marketing coach and founder of Inspired Marketing, Inc. Welcome to episode 2 in the podcast series, How to Reduce Overwhelm in Your Business. This episode is titled, Give Them Something to Google, Managing Your Online Reputation. And we're talking about ways that you can monitor your personal and business online presence because you do not want to be blindsided. To recap, last time we talked about identifying the things that are stressing you out, because how can you reduce overwhelm if you don't know what's causing the overwhelm in the first place? So if you did not catch episode 1, please do so. Now let's get into episode 2, managing your online reputation. We live in a culture where it's pretty much do you. Post what you want, put things out there, and who cares about the consequences? But if you're a business owner, that will not fly. Customers are not going to flock to you if your reputation is not stellar. And for most people, the internet is where they are going to start their search. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about ways to monitor what comes up and how to put things out there to combat anything you find that just may not be what you want other people to see. So, first, you should be regularly searching your name and your business name to see what comes up online. I use Google. There's other platforms that you can use as well, just to simply put your name in the search bar. If you use quotes around it, then you may get more specific results, especially if you have a name that is more common. One thing you can do is set up a Google alert. So it's literally google.com/alerts, and you can put keywords in that you want to come up. I have one for my name. I have one for my business name. I even have ones for topics that I like to write about just to see what news comes up. These will come straight to your inbox, and you can click on and see, oh wow, I got quoted somewhere. I didn't even know that was coming out. Or maybe someone liked something that you had to say and then put a link up on their blog, for example. So, what's great about it is that really you can see what's being said about you online. It's a great way to get some unexpected pleasant surprises, but you also may see where someone posted something about you that you really didn't want out there. There's also a good side and a bad side to having a unique personal name or a unique business name. So for me, Dakiana. So if you put my name in Google with or without quotes, majority of things you're going to see are about me. That means I have to do a bit extra to make sure that whatever I put out there is something that I don't mind being discoverable. If you are someone that has a more common name, sure, someone puts in Mary Smith and a billion people come up. But the downside of that is, what if you're Mary Smith with a business, a wonderful business that you want people to know about? You're going to have to work a bit harder so that people will know that Mary Smith, the business owner, is you and not some other person out there in the world with the same name. And I did talk about getting pleasant surprises when you search. So I did a Google alert a while back and I got a blog award. It was something that was put up on this organization's website, linked to my site, very nice things said about the blog. I had no idea, none at all. And I would not have known about this had I not done that Google search. So I encourage you, search your name. Just put it in the search bar like you would search anything else and see what comes up. And go a couple pages deep. Don't just stop on the first page. I do know that many times when people do searches, they go through the first 10 or so and they're done. But if you've put a bid into a project, if you are looking to work with certain corporations, certain clients, they're probably going to go a bit deeper. So you should too, just so you can see what comes up. Now, the second part, it feels like it's not something I need to say, but I still see it sometimes, is having a professional email address. It doesn't take much to get a email address associated with the domain name that you have. Like mybusiness.com at the end could be your first name, info at, etc. But making sure you have something that points to your professionality. So it's not the time to be hot mama this or I love weed that, whatever. Well, I guess if you have a cannabis business, maybe that does work. But you want to have something that shows that you mean business. And if you want to keep your personal email, something else, that's fine. But when you are giving out your info to potential clients, make sure it's something that you wouldn't mind being broadcast everywhere. And something, again, that shows that you mean business. So the third one, no compromising photos or videos. And this speaks mainly to social media because when we go out, we have fun, we get people videoing us, we get people taking pictures of us. I mean, that's just the nature of social media now. Everyone is a content creator. And unfortunately, you don't necessarily know who's recording where, who's recording what. So as long as you are out there and you are having a good time, but you're not in a position that you wouldn't want blasted on the front page of the newspaper or the front page of Shade Room or the front page of another site that talks about things like gossip, etc., then just don't do it. And again, I know this is the age of do you accept me as I am, and that's fine. But if you were going in to do a pitch to a corporation and they pulled up your social media or they pulled up something that they found that someone sent them, would you be okay with that? So think about it. And again, no compromising photos or videos. And it also depends on the brand that you represent. So if you do represent people who are free and do what they want, etc., if that's your brand personality and what you stand on, then what's compromising to you is going to be very different than someone who is, say, a lawyer and is working with different firms. So keep that in mind as well, that the metric for compromising really depends on the industry that you're in. So next, monitor what others post about you. Now, this can come from a Google search, of course, but it also could be looking at people that you're connected to and seeing what they're putting up about you. So say you had a party at a friend's house and you passed out in the bathtub. Okay, maybe you don't want that picture up online. Maybe that's just something you put in the group chat to laugh about later. So definitely see what are the things that are being put up about you because you definitely don't want to be blindsided. You don't want people in your inbox saying, girl, or did you see such and such? What? You don't want that. One way to boost your online reputation is to get others to post positively about you. Specifically, you can collect reviews. You can use a tool like GoSite Reviews to solicit Google reviews from previous and current clients. Now, one common issue we see is that you just forget to ask. You have a wonderful experience with the client. They love the work you produce. I mean, they are just over the top excited because of the transformation you provided for them, and then you part ways and you don't ask them to review your work. It also can be tedious to do manually. So if you realize, oh, I've served so many clients, how do I go to each and every one and say, hey, so and so, can you do a Google review? Hey, so and so, can you give me a testimonial? It can be a lot, but GoSite makes this part super easy because you can automate the review request. And as soon as customers turn that automation on, reviews start coming in fast and the average star rating starts to rise. How awesome is it to be able to go into Google and see that people have not only reviewed you, but also given you amazing reviews? And this tool and anything else that I mentioned will be in the links of the podcast episode. So look there and click to learn more. The next tip about managing your online reputation is to monitor those you are connected to. Now, say you are someone who is generally a positive person, and if I go down your social media, that's pretty much what I'm going to see, just positivity, whether it be quotes, business tips, some things about your life, etc. It's going to be positive and professional. But if you are connected to people who constantly are down talking others, who post things that may be less than professional, etc., you may be associated with that. Now, this is not saying police what other people do. No, that is really not for you to do. But do be mindful of those who you associate with online. Another example will be if you end up being connected to people who are defrauding others. You don't want to be seen as someone who probably defrauds people too because you are connected to these people. So again, just be mindful of who you are connected to because people will look and say, oh, okay, if those 5 people do this, you are probably the 6th. So again, monitor. And this next tip goes along with that. No client bashing. So just like I was saying, make sure you're not connected to people who do that. You don't do it either. Now, I know how frustrating it can be to deal with a nightmare client. Maybe they have demands that go above and beyond the scope and don't want to pay for changes. Perhaps they are late to pay on all of your services. Maybe they are just nitpicky, or you just have a personality that clashes with theirs. But do not bash your clients. It is in poor taste, horribly poor taste. And I know you can say, well, let me change a few details to protect the guilty. But no matter how much you try and conceal the information, someone may recognize themselves in the story. And for those who may be potential clients, if they always see you talking bad about people you're working with, they're not going to want to work with you because they don't want to be the next person that you post about. I understand the desire to call someone out on their bad behavior, especially if the person was a scammer and you performed their services, they didn't pay you, or some other such thing that would be classified as bad business. But look at what you're about to post and see how it reflects on you as a person and your company as a brand. If you saw someone else posting the same thing, would you say, oh, wow, I'm so glad they posted that? Or would you look at it like, okay, that person is doing too much. I don't want to work with them. So again, no client bashing. Now, one thing to do to make sure that your content gets to the top of the search engines is to post. Put out your own content. That could be through social media accounts, and those generally rank high on search engines. So when you do your monitoring, which was step 1, you may see that your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., TikTok even, and YouTube will come up higher than your business's website. Also, whether you have a physical location or not, sign up for a Google My Business page. So, this is what comes up when you type in a business name and you get this box on the side that may have the picture of the location, it'll have the phone number, the website, when they're open, the reviews, etc. So, for you to get something like that, it's as simple as signing up for a Google My Business page. And you can get one even if you don't have a physical location. Because, of course, if you have a home based business, you don't necessarily want your home address up there. But you can get one with or without a physical location. And I know some people have been turned off by the verification process because if you're not able to verify electronically, they have to send you a postcard in the mail and then you have to enter the verification code from the mailer. But doing this verification is so important if you want to be easy to find on Google. And really, how awesome is it that you type in your business name and you get this box on the side? It looks extremely professional. And with so many scammers out there who are quick to put up a website on Monday, steal a bunch of people's money on Wednesday, and be offline, never to be seen again, at least under that business name by Friday, having that Google My Business page, knowing that you had to go through a verification adds a ton of credibility and legitimacy to your business. Lastly, address negative reviews. We talked earlier about how you can collect reviews for your business, but when you get them, you have to address them. Of course, it's good to be able to say, oh my gosh, thank you so much to the positive reviews because it does help increase engagement and it does show that you are a responsive business owner. However, clients are also interested in seeing how you handle customers who did not have the greatest experience. So, first, don't ignore them. Don't just go and say thank you to all the positive posts and ignore all the negative ones. Now with GoSite, you can view and respond to all your reviews right in your account because they're housed in one place, so it makes it easy. And when you see those negative reviews, if you happen to get one, do not respond with anger. I know your first response might be, oh no, they did not say such and such, especially if you know the review is not true. That happens as well. Or if something is misplaced. They could be doing a completely negative review on your business when the post office lost their package. Had nothing to do with you. It was the post office. But because it was your business, they're going online and bashing you. Again, do not respond in anger. Instead, apologize for the negative experience and invite them to speak with you offline so the issue doesn't happen again in the future. The reason I say invite them to speak with you offline is because typically the reviews that get the most engagement are the ones that are going to show up first. And if you go back and forth with someone and it's a negative thing, that's what's going to show up on top. I had a client I was working with a while back and they got a negative review. And instead of doing the apology and invite the conversation offline, they went back and forth like, I have receipts, you are wrong. I am going to fight this. No, everybody don't believe this person. I mean, they were going in. The original reviewer was going back and forth, and they had several comments. And because of that, the search engines don't know that this is a negative conversation going back and forth. They just go, oh, wow, 10 comments? Okay, this must be popular. Let's put this up to the top. So for a while, until more positive reviews came, that 1-star review was the first thing that anyone who looked up the business saw. You do not want that to be you. It's easily avoidable. Do not engage in confrontation. Now, again, responding to every review is good because people like that you engage them back. It makes them feel special. Think about when you review something or even post online and make a comment and the original poster or the owner of the business comments back. It's like, oh, wow, these people actually interact with their customers. This is pretty cool. And it also helps you rise in Google rankings because, again, the more things that you have said about your business, the more legitimate, the more professional, and the search engine wants to promote that. So this episode has been all about managing your online reputation. I'm going to go through those tips again. Now, if one of them resonates with you more than the others, I would love to hear that in the comments. Or if there's something that I left out that you think should have been added, please let me know that as well. I am always open to learning new tips and techniques. So those tips were: regularly search your name and business name to see what comes up. Make sure to have a professional email address. Don't post compromising photos or videos. Monitor what others post about you. Get others to post positively about you via reviews. Monitor those you are connected to. No client bashing. Put out your own content online. And then lastly, address all reviews, but especially those negative reviews. Thanks so much for listening. Next time, we are going to get into being okay with getting paid what your services are worth. That episode comes out in 2 weeks. And as I said earlier, any tech tool that I mentioned will be linked in the podcast episode description. So definitely go in and click to learn more about those. And until next time, I hope you have an amazing day. I wish you and your business nothing but success. Until next time, bye-bye. This has been Dakiana Jackson with your morning motivation. If you need help marketing your business, or even just a little motivation to keep going, contact me at www.inspiredmarketinginc.com. Until next time, have a blessed day.